Hello Tube Dwellers and welcome to the live stream. Yay, we're back after the break for E3 because Bethesda and Square Enix had their thing on at the same time as this live stream, so I didn't feel like competing. Welcome to George, not sure why you're laughing maniacally, but hey. Arya, hello, Leek, eyeballs everywhere. Alright, so as always, we're going to be doing sub-battles today. If anybody has decks that they would like to either show off or put up for sort of review to get people's opinion on them, criticisms and critique, all that kind of thing, send the deck code through. Alright, looks like fewer people here. Yes, fewer people than normal. They've probably kind of forgotten that I exist after a 2-week gap. But hey, that's what E3 does to people. Also, is the World Cup still going? Because the World Cup may still be going. I don't know. I don't do sports, so I'm not sure. That might be distracting people. While waiting for enough people to jump in for sub-battles and things like that, we may pull some stuff with these diamonds. I'm not sure. I kind of want to save up because there is a possibility that we're getting a whole new booster set next week. Not next week, next month. Bleh. So we'll see. Bart, you're wondering how much mobile data is used when watching YouTube at 360p. I have no idea. Mountain Deity's Breath. Everybody's favorite card. Wah, wah. It's so unpleasant. World Cup hasn't reached its final yet. Okay, good. Well, that would also possibly explain smaller numbers. It's football. Foosball. So, yeah, that's going to be distracting people, shall we say. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, not sure that I want to really pull any of this. Jung Run's fine. A nice little sort of amped up Phantom of the Wolf / Betrayal capture card, which is pleasant. The Mountain Deity's Breath is just unpleasant. But, yeah, the rest of it's not very good. Cross Counter is pointless. Mage Marie is pointless. Mutant or Standard. Nevia is pointless. Pointless. And pointless. So really it would just be these two, and as anybody who's seen me do my, 2,000 diamond pulls knows, I never get EXT cards. Ever. Well. Alright, internet connection there is bad. That sucks. Hopefully it stabilizes. But someone used that new green card with that dead creatures with soulstone. I gave up. You mean they used the Mountain Deity's Breath coupled with zombies? Or swamp vampires? I think swamp vampires have soulstones, don't they? Bit difficult. Leek, Jiangxi. Jiangxi's the gold one. Not in the current bonus thing, not in the current rotation. But yeah, she's fun as well. What's the Jiangxi one? On death, captures enemy creature with the highest HP or something like that, isn't it? A lot of people are using it. So yeah, it's not great. Khengi, yo, welcome. Alright. I have 2 pens here. Feels like I pulled more than one post-it. Yep, I did. There we go. Leek, no. Jiangxi's not the one that snags the highest HP one on death. What's Jiangxi do? I forget. I mean, I forget even what color she is. I thought she was gold, but then I have also got black in my head. Somebody posted it also just a second ago. I don't know. Leek, he kills enemy with the lowest HP every turn and gets more soul stones. Ah, okay. Yes, that's better. It's dark color. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who I'm thinking of. I don't know. Somebody who, when they die, they snagged on with the highest one. Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so sub battles. Eric Daniel, hello, welcome. So yes, if anybody would like to sign up for sub battles, unfortunately I can't give away gems because I don't have any, because I'm not pulling any cards, because I suspect we're getting a new booster set next month. We shall see. Evil Bart, that dark dead card with soulstone. There's a few dark cards with soulstones involving dead creatures. Swamp Vampire, I'm pretty sure, has soulstones. Zombie have soulstones. Zombie Dragon has soulstones. They're all dead, so I'm not sure. Khengi's up. Okie dokie. Remember that it's a sub-battle, so there's no gimmicks, and try not to use any top meta cards. That means don't use Lilith, try not to use Fabicia, Materio, King of Prophets, EXT cards like Jiangshi and Mountain Deity's Breath, that kind of stuff. Try to avoid that kind of thing. We want to look at fun decks. We want people to be able to play decks involving cards that they enjoy, free of having to structure everything around the 5 dominant decks. Like if you check the shops and scroll a bit, there's one. Yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, there it is. George, sub battles, you're thinking about it. You don't play, Arya, haven't played MD for a while. Let's see how this goes. You're in. Good. That's what we like to see. So it's Khengi versus Evil Bart, Arya versus someone. George, would Hanged Clown be gimmick? No, there was an interesting combo deck that used to run Hanged Clown. I cannot remember the details of it. But no, it's not gimmick. Leek, how about Gumiho? Gumiho's not gimmick. In testing, we found that Gumiho's actually very, very easy to counter for most players. So I will allow Gumiho. If people start complaining, then we'll cut her out. But of the current EXT cards, she's not really a hyper threat, so that's alright. Tabithia, wow, I have missed a lot since I stopped playing Mabinogi. It's just that things changed so much since the CGC packs came. True, yes, there were a lot of changes around that time. I think that was actually when I left CGC. The first CGC release happened just after they slash and burned the arenas. And then I don't think I was there for the CGCP, and I certainly wasn't around for the SFN. George, Hang Clown plus Mud Defender. Run it if you want. Absolutely, no problems. I'm not sure that wasn't the combo I was thinking of. I don't remember what the combo is, but I would remember if somebody brought it up again. It was some sort of use the Hang Clown to flip attack defense of a particular thing, and then use, I think it was like a buffing card for a 1-turn kill, something like that. It was never like hyper awesome, but it was a fun combo. Anyway. Bart, have Arc seriously never met anyone using her? Using who? Jiangshi? I've seen people using Jiangshi. Obviously, she's one of the most popular EXT cards at the moment. A lot of rank 1 players using her. But I don't really pay attention to the EXT cards. They don't stick in my brain because I literally cannot use them because I'm not going to spend $60 just to buy a single card. I'm not an idiot. So the EXT cards just kind of flip out of my head. And they release a lot. Yeah, it's not good. Anyway. George, alrighty, get some up for the battle. Good. Alright, you can fight Arya. So H-O George. Alright, so we got Khengi versus Evil Bart, then Arya versus H-O George. So, Arya and George, make sure you guys have each other added as friends. Khengi and Evil Bart, pretty sure you guys already have each other added as friends, so no need to worry about that. Alright, so I said bad internet connection. Yeah. That sucks. Alright, well, we'll start up the sub-battles, and then if anybody else wants to jump on in, they can. Alright, so let's spin the duck. Facing forward for Evil Bart, facing away for Khengi. Facing away. So, what was that? Khengi. Khengi, please send a battle request to Evil Bart when he comes online. When you both come online. You were online a second ago, and now you're not. Okay. Is that some schmutz on my screen? Yes, it is. Okay. So once Khengi and Evil Bart are online, well, there's Khengi. Okay, good. Once Evil Bart comes online, Khengi gets a battle request once again. Wish Mabinogi Duel had battle rooms like Duel Links does. Made it so much easier. Wow. Let's see if anybody's got anything good going that can be sniped for peanuts. Nope. Hey, but there's a hanged clown. Okay, just waiting for Evil Bart. Come on. Come on, come on. There he is. Good goods. Alright, so, Khengi, whenever you're ready, send a battle request to Evil Bart. I feel like I said that in a weird voice. Never mind. Evil Bart isn't online. Yes, well, he is now. Just popped online. All these different colors for the ranks. Rank 1, rank 5, rank 4. Not that it means much, unfortunately, in the current meta. It's a shame, really. I wish they would redo the arenas so that it was more in line with current CCGs and TCGs. Ah, good, they're transitioning. So that, you know, if you got into Master or Diamond or whatever, you know, the game happens to call it, it actually was a really good indicator. These days, you don't need to be a good player, you just need a good deck, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay. Now, these two players, of course, are very good players, but yes, used to be the rank 1 was like a sign of something. Now, not quite so much. Okay, so Khengi down the bottom with 3 mutants and the L hero, bien sûr, and Evil Bart up at the top with no mutants and the Tina hero. No longer called Titi, because apparently that's too naughty. So both players playing very, very defensively, everybody just charging up, nobody wanting to play the first card and give their opponent something to counter for less than its cost. Evil Bart goes for a Summon Dead, slaps out that onto the field. Khengi could counter that with basically any one, well, with a magic missile. I was going to say any one-cost removal, but it doesn't have any other camps that have one-cost removal, so wow. Brings out a Dark Alron +1. Interesting play there. So the Alron +1 is going to summon 1 Vine, but the Vine's of course going to be at level 2 rather than at level 1, which means that Evil Bart's a bit of an awkward situation here, shall we say. He'd need to do at least 11 damage in order to kill Alron, and I don't think he can at this point. So he's thinking about it, but as unfortunate as it is, he may just need to let Alron go for this one. Nope, goes for the Betrayal. Snagged on the counterspell. Unfortunate. So the counterspell was a good counter there for the Betrayal. There's another Alron, a standard one this time, and that is going to start field flooding like crazy. Since Khengi does have mana, we have to assume that he also carries a Phantom of the Wolf or a Phantom of the Mermaid. But out comes the Holy Spear, an excellent counter there by Evil Bart. A nice, I'm pretty sure that was an even resource trade, possibly even a positive resource trade for Evil Bart. Both players operating more or less the same resources now. Down goes another one of the Alrons. This time it's a Dark Alron -1. So this is at least a triple Alron deck. 2 Dark Alrons and 1 green Alron so far. Out comes a Holy Missile. That's going to take care of that Dark Alron. And Evil Bart has another go, decides to level up. Goes into gold, which heals, but you know, so what? Out comes another Alron. Yep, that's a -1 Alron. So this is a quadruple Alron deck. Fantastic. Alright, Evil Bart's turn. He doesn't have any obvious answers here. A Drag to Hell would work, a Dark Fire. Well, he can't run Dark Fireball because he has no mutants. Surprise Attack works, although that does take his light resources down to basically 0. Does mean that he is leading in terms of resources now, especially if he charges up, which he does. And it goes into Darkness, not quite ideal. Probably wishing that it would go into light. Down goes the Card Appraiser. Now that's not going to generate anything. Drag to Hell comes out. That's going to deal with the Card Appraiser, and Evil Bart's ready to level up to 3, which he does. Khengi, of course, ready to level up to 3 as well, but he may want to play a creature first. He does not. Levels up and charges. So both players are just managing to shut down everything that the other throws out. Evil Bart goes for, it looks like a triple charge here. Probably just going to gather as many resources as possible. He does, and it balances out very nicely for him. Khengi doing extremely well for mana, but not great for nature, and decently for darkness. Enough there to summon another Alron, if he wanted to, a Dark Alron, of course. Charges not balancing quite so well as Evil Bart's charges, who also goes for the triple charge. Evil Bart not wanting to put down anything and run the risk of the Alrons running havoc. It's blank. Hello, welcome, welcome. We've got Evil Bart versus a quadruple Alron deck on Khengi's side. Both players continue to charge up, still not balancing very well for Khengi there. Out comes the Magician Masked Field. Evil Bart charges up. Khengi's not reviving, so at least a couple of those Alrons are going to be in the grave. I forget how many at this point. Definitely the Card Appraiser. Out comes the Fireball, takes care of the Magician Masked Field. That does leave the Ana out onto the field, though. Can still be countered, but of course that's going to be quite expensive, and there we go, Drag to Hell. Alright, so that took Khengi a lot of resources and 2 actions to counter something that it only took Evil Bart 1 action to play, so Evil Bart comes out of that a little bit better than he went into it, despite losing his card. However, Evil Bart only has 5 cards left in hand, still Khengi actually only has the same, so both players are operating on not perfect hands here. Neither one wants to be the first to revive. There's the Phantom of the Mermaid, as predicted at the beginning of the game, and a discard into mana, so almost certainly a counterspell there. And a charge on the third action. Out comes the Fiery Zealot. Evil Bart not going to worry about activating that counterspell right now, just going to put down the Fiery Zealot and let nature take its course. Out comes the Capture. An expensive play there, but it does allow Khengi to get 6 damage off onto his opponent, which helps to even out the HP values. More charging, and once again it is not balancing well for Khengi. It keeps going into mana and darkness, nothing into nature, so he's operating at a bit of a disadvantage here. Evil Bart's turn. He could get rid of the Phantom of the Mermaid. Of course, he's got to throw out a test removal spell just to get the counterspell out of the grave, though. So let's see what he decides to go for here. Thanks to the Phantom of the Mermaid, of course, the Fiery Zealot does in fact have 2 hit attack value, so that would be 8 damage coming out onto Evil Bart if the Phantom of the Mermaid is not killed on this turn. Exciting. So let's see what Evil Bart decides to go for here. He obviously has a few options because he's thinking about it carefully. Khengi sort of seeing if he can provoke a reaction. Out comes Angel Cassiel and snags the Phantom of the Mermaid. Unfortunately for Evil Bart, it does go in front of the Fiery Zealot, so that's not going to work out quite so well for him. Ritual of Darkness comes out, though. That's going to kill off the Phantom of the Mermaid and give some darkness resources back. So Evil Bart maintaining a decent resource lead, not a commanding one, but a solid one, certainly. And Khengi has got to get rid of that Angel Cassiel, but with only 2 cards in the hand, 2 charges. He's going for a 3rd charge. He's just going to let just going to leave Cassiel alone for this turn. So if Cassiel's not killed with on Khengi's next turn, that's going to be 10 damage that Khengi needs to deal with. Evil Bart's not going to do anything, no reason to. He's got battlefield control. He's going to wait for Khengi to throw out a removal. Khengi's forced to revive, which helps out Evil Bart a lot. Out comes the Drag to Hell, and down goes both of those creatures. That works out fairly well for Evil Bart because it gives him his Goblin Bomb Squad back. And out comes the Magician Masked Field, and a revival on Evil Bart's side. So both players running at more or less equal HP now. Evil Bart maintaining a resource lead, although not a massively commanding one. However, his charges are balancing better than Khengi's are, so that's nice for him. Out comes the Fireball once again, down goes the Magician Masked Field, and once again, Drag to Hell or something onto the Assistant Ana. Counterspell discard, we have to assume, because it went into mana. And something on the Assistant Ana. Gonna go for the Alron -1. So gonna try to bait out some responses here from Evil Bart, who can't remove the Alron with a single spell. He's got to use 2. So the Summon Dead comes out. Interesting. So it was a fake discard by Khengi there, was it? Or does Summon Dead not activate off Counterspell? I've actually never seen that operate? No. Okay, so it would have worked, but it was a fake out discard. So that betrayal works out very well for evil Bart. He's going to get just one Vine summoned because it's a -1 Alron. But the Assistant Dana does get the 8 damage off, so that's, what, 16 plus 5, so 21. Out comes the Ice Spear. That's going to kill off everybody except for the Alron -1, who is going to summon her Vines and then get 2 damage off. There we go. The Vine, of course, will stay on Evil Bart's side, so that's a nice constant 2 damage. Leek, it does activate. Good, okay. I wasn't 100% sure. I've never actually seen it happen. Angel Cassiel comes out, and Alron +1 goes over to Evil Bart's side of the field. That is going to be unfortunate for Khengi. Evil Bart just needs to charge up twice now. Well, he goes for the Ritual Darkness onto the Alron that was going to flip over. The Vine gets a boost off that, and that is a... well, that's fatal damage on the board now. Khengi's got to deal with a lot of threats here. Adrianto, mind game. Yes, an interesting mind game there by Khengi. But the Summon Dead on Evil Bart's side kind of works as a counter there. The Alron -1 comes out in an aggressive position. Not 100% sure... why? Because again, this is fatal damage on the board, just with the Alron +1 and the Vine -1. Okay, well the Vine's are summoned, but it doesn't matter. Between the Vine and the Alron, there's going to be 13 damage, which will of course be fatal. So let's see. I assume that Evil Bart's just going to go for a triple charge here to be sportsmanlike. Let's see. Alright, just so you know, I can't log in the game, so if I'm not on for 5 minutes, just skip my battle. Okay, fair enough. Drag to Hell comes out, grabs the counterspell. Maybe Evil Bart hasn't realized that he has Fatal on the board? He may not have realized that he has Fatal. Okay. He had Fatal and then killed the card that was going to win him the game. Interesting. Right, Senpai. Arcadean, you're alive! I am! I'm alive! Alive, I say! Cue Thunder and Lightning, etc., etc. Alright, so Evil Bart still has Fatal on the board, but yeah, as I was going to say, with like a single creature block, that can be turned around. Now, I mean, all Evil Bart needs to do is any removal spell onto that Vine -1 and he wins. But he sabotaged his own win last turn, so... no, okay, there we go. Alright, so Angel Cassiel will land the finishing blow. There we are. Alright, so congratulations there to Evil Bart, despite shooting yourself in the foot on the last one, I'm not sure why. And well played to Khengi. Alright, a quadruple Alron deck. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Alright, so next up is supposed to be Arya versus George, but Arya says that he's having sort of login issues, so may not work. We'll see. In the meantime, if anybody has a deck that they would like to submit for critique so that we can, to make it better, please send your deck code in. Otherwise, if you would like to get involved in the sub-battles, please put your name in the chat down below or to the side, wherever it happens to be on your screen. And then you can get into a fight, as you just saw, and we will spectate and commentate. No gimmicks are allowed, and we're not using top meta decks. So no Fabicia, no Materio, no King of Prophets, no high-level EXT cards, that kind of thing. Leek, my phone is being an ass. Well, that sucks. It's never fun when your phone's... behaving like a posterior. Khengi, good game. Your deck was like made for full counter my deck. It was a pretty solid counter to your deck, absolutely. Mohammed, you're up for a battle. Good. I will write you down then. Mohammed. Now I would like somebody with a username involving mountains to fight Mohammed because I find that amusing. Leek, it doesn't work unless you press the charge cord in the right position. Oh, yeah, your phone's doing that thing. Well, hopefully it's a problem with the charging cable and not the actual connection part on your phone. I've had both. The cable, easy enough, $5 and you can get a new one. But if it's the thing on your phone, the little metal doodad is wiggled loose, then that sucks. Arya's about to add Tsunami. It's blank. Can I join sub-battles? Absolutely. You can fight Mohammed. Alrighty. So just waiting for Arya and Tsunami to join each other and then jump on. Khengi, you're up for another battle. Alright, I'll write you down then. Khengi v someone. Leek, nope, it's the phone. Ouch, that sucks. My heart goes out to you, dude. Alright, so assuming that this works between Arya and Tsunami, face forward Arya, face back Tsunami. Whoops, that nearly went off the deck. Okay, face forward Arya. So Arya, once Tsunami is added and you're online, send a battle request. If Bart, yeah, perfect counter. Coincidence? Dun dun dun. Nix, hello! Welcome. Welcome to the party. I feel like I was about to break into some sort of musical there. I'm not sure. Alright, so if anybody else is up for a sub-battle, please let me know your in-game name and I will write you down and sign you up. If you are not up for a sub-battle, but you would like to show off your deck, or you would like to submit your deck for review to me, then please put your deck code in the chat. Daniel, hello, welcome to the stream. So waiting for Arya and Tsunami to add each other and come online. If it hasn't happened in the next minute, then we'll skip down to the next fight and then come back to them. Bart, put me in second battle. My original deck wasn't played because you gave me Khengi. Well, the next fight would be against Khengi, but okay, I'll put you down underneath and then Khengi. The next person to sign up will fight Khengi, and then the person after that to sign up will fight you. All right. Okay, so Arya's online. Good. I don't know if I have Tsunami added on my friends list right now. I had to remove a whole bunch of people. So I don't know if Tsunami's online, but hopefully they are, and Arya will send the battle request. Duck face. Okay, whoops. Mohammed's username is M4UNX, so who is it? It's blank. M4UNX. M4UNX. Daniel, I didn't get to use you. Ooh. Hear that, Daniel? Evilbot wanted to use you. You know you love it. Tsunami, online, waiting for invite. Alright, so Arya. Apparently Tsunami is online. Send an invite. I mean, I hope you guys are added as friends, right? Because that's, like, pretty crucial. Mohammed, I need to add Arc? No, you don't need to add me. You can add me if you like. Anybody who sends me a friend request during the live stream will be guaranteed to be added to my friends list. But you don't have to add me, no. Because I'm pretty sure I'm friends with It's Blank. Blank, your IGN is Herto, right? Not sure. Arca meant his profile pic, fair enough. He wants to use your profile pic, Daniel. I'm not sure that's better. Arya, where's my opponent? He's online, apparently. You're both online. I mean, you guys have added each other to your friends list, right? Otherwise, you'll appear as offline to each other. Alright, while Arya and Tsunami get this sorted out, let's move down to Mohammed and It's Blank. We'll come back to Arya and Tsunami once they've sorted out whatever their problem is. So, spin. Let's say face forward for It's Blank. Okay, so face forward, It's Blank. Right, so It's Blank. Again, I'm pretty sure your username is Herto, but correct me if I'm wrong about that. So you send a battle request to Mohammed and we will spectate. Arya, I already added Tsunami. Okay. Did you add them or did you just send them a friend request and they never responded? Or no, you didn't get a response. Yeah, okay. So Tsunami, you need to accept Arya Kmal's thing. Leek, I think I could play. Alrighty, we will sign you up. You can fight Khengi. So, waiting on Herto, I'm pretty sure, versus thingy. Maybe. Already added. Wait, cries Arya. Well, we have been waiting though for like 5 minutes, so no more time. I still need Itzblank to confirm that their username is Herto. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm not 100% sure it is. Okay, we're up. Well, as I said, I've already moved on to Herdbergen, so they're going to fight first, and then we will do Arya and Tsunami, alright? Leek, the phone just got a lot worse than it was before. I have to press it pretty hard for it to work. Yikes, you're going to end up duct taping the cable in there or something. It's not good. You get an elastic band or something, wrap it around lengthways, but then it kind of mucks things up. But he's not accepting. Oh boy. Nix, what is meta? I don't play much. Well, the meta hasn't really changed in 14 months except for the addition of the EXT card. So the meta is exactly the same as it was a year ago with Lilith, Fabicia, Materio, King of Prophets, yada yada. But there's also now you've got to deal with Jiangxi, 5 Plum Blossoms, Mountain Deity, blah blah blah. Mohammed, who now? It's supposed to be you guys now, Mohammed. So you and Hertbergen. Christian, that's the code of your deck. Okay, hold on then. While we it's just a series of unfortunate events. E85. Okay, hold on. Leek, no, that's not enough force. Yeesh, my thumb actually hurts from doing it. That's how hard you have to press. Yikes, that sucks. Evil Bart, I'm using my mobile data. Hopefully it doesn't eat up my phone up fast into the shit, so it's the only way. Fingers crossed. Christian, I will take a look at your deck as soon as this fight is over. We just want to get on with the sub-battles. So, M4 up at the top, no mutants, neutral hero. Hertbergen down the bottom, 2 mutants, and L hero. Yes, L hero. So, the, what was that? The professor comes out and is countered with a hunt. Real Jinxusian? I'm probably mangling that name, I apologize. How to counter Lilith. Lilith counter is tricky, especially if the Lilith is running on a Gates of Hell. If it's a Lilith Gates of Hell deck, then L hero is a good counter. If it's a standard Lilith, then the best counter is simply to never over-summon creatures onto your own battlefield. Just keep 1 or 2 at the most creatures on your field. Undine is solid enough that prevents Lilith from being played, but then you've got to protect your Undine. Grave traps like Cocoon Trap and Freeze Summon work, but most Lilith players will be running Share just to set off those traps. But yeah, those are really your best chance. Transformation on Summon, traps and abilities, and don't overplay onto the field. Eric, I need help with Witch Servant Coco. Okay, well, remind me after this fight. We'll take a look at Christian's deck and then yours. Leek, you usually see Lilith coming, so you can prepare for it. Yes, you do need to run dead. Also, make sure you're running Summon Dead. That's another thing. Lilith is almost always put next to a Nereva. You really need Summon Dead. Arya, after Tsunami already added me, you play someone else. Listen, you had like 10 minutes to get your shit together. You'll fight after these guys. Real Jinxusian, is it possible to use Fool's Choice? Seems like a dead card. I don't remember off the top of my head what Fool's Choice is. Wow, that was a lot of summons. So the Golden Garden Cat came out, the Summoning Commission was activated, which activated the Swamp Hidden Spider. So that is a big field flood there on Hertbergen's side. Rainbow Dragons is going to come out, but that's not going to flood the field, because the field is already flooded, which is unfortunate. Kidia's Templar comes out. Leek very dead. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody remind me exactly what Fool's Choice does. As far as I was aware, the Summon Dead type of card is really Devil's Lie and Summon Dead. Obviously, I have a vague recollection of Fool's Choice, but only a very vague one. Leek, Summon Dead and Command Hunting are in most of my decks. Yeah. Outcomes: Mage Tenetaros. Always, that's a card that I always really wanted to make valuable, but Jesus Christ, it takes like 3 turns for him to level up and he meets no HP breakpoints. So that's going to be fatal damage on Hertbergen's side, thanks to the betrayal of the Rainbow Dragon. Damn you, Rainbow Dragon, you traitorous swine. And here's the thing. Roar, it cries. Real Jinsushin, Fool's Choice, skip battle phase again. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's a terrible card. Yeah, don't use that. Yeah, never use that one. Alright, so congratulations there to It's Blank and well played to Mohammed. So we are going to take a look at Christian's deck, which is this one here. Then I'll take a look at, was it Eric's deck? Remind me. And then we'll jump in with the Arya and Tsunami. Also, we have a thing here, friend request from M4UNX, so I will just add them. If you send me a friend request during the live stream, I guarantee to add you to my friends list. So Mumbles, I apologize, but you've been gone for 42 days. I've got to remove you from my friends list. If you'd like to be re-added, just send another friend request at any time. Mohammed, eek, I can't choose my deck. Really, ouch. Okay, that sucks. Leek back soon, going to eat. Okie dokie. No problem. We got one more fight and then your fight. So hopefully you'll be back before then. Tsunami, feel free to remove or re-add me. Okay, maybe inactive your list. Yeah, I don't think you're actually on my friends list at the moment. I think I had to remove you. Anyway, just pause for a second. We need to take a look at Christian's deck, and then I think it was Eric's deck. Real Jin Zushin, is there any way to use Chancellor Varum Kahan? Yes, that's a very, very good card. You'll find that a lot of people... people who run nature decks in high meta will almost always run either Linker Elven Kier, Paralyzer Illurin, or Chancellor Varum Kahan. Each one deals with different threats. But yes, Varum Kahan's good. If you're running nature, you can put Varum Kahan in there as a utility card. And Eric, good, we'll take a look at this. Alrighty, what is this? Okay, so right, it's like it's kind of there's a Clockwork Reaper element in there. There's the Doom Machines, obviously. There's Hakuman. There's Marie. Okay, so the problem with this deck is that for starters, you only have one removal spell, which is not good, and it's the weakest removal spell in the game. Well, the weakest, meta-worthy removal spell in the game. The other problem is that most of these cards just aren't very good, unfortunately. So Crusader is fine, but it's really sort of an aggro card. Ominous Mark is not good because it gives your opponent resources as well. The Wind Clockwork coupled with the Grim Reaper is fine because that's the Clockwork Reaper deck. That's a lot of fun, but you need to sort of focus in on it. You need to dedicate yourself to that. I do have a Clockwork Reaper video on my channel, which you can check out if you'd like to take a look at that. Card Appraiser is decent. Beginning of Tragedy is not good. Apart from the else, the description is apparently completely wrong. Marie is just bad. She's just a bad card, and there is no making her a good one. She's completely unusable. Hakuman's not good either. Way too powerful. Way too expensive, rather, for his cost. Not a great card. If you want to use something that shuts down abilities in light, go for Interfect and Malice. Vampire Bronte is fine, but again, she kind of needs a deck built around her. She's tempo and control, not this. The Doom Machines are no good unless you're running Gates of Hell or Jur. Otherwise, they're just way too expensive. You'll never bring them out reliably, and then they'll just immediately get captured or countered. And again, the Grim Reaper can work in conjunction with the Wind Clockwork, but you need to build the deck just entirely around that combination. So yeah, unfortunately it's not going to work. Rule of thumb, when you're starting out building decks, always go for 3 colors. Make sure you have 4 cards from each color in your deck. Always have at least 3 removal spells in your deck. 1 low cost, 1 mid cost, and 1 AoE. At least 3. Most people will go for kind of a low cost, generally like 2 mid cost removals and then an AoE. But it's up to you. And yeah, that's about it really. 3 colors, 4 cards of each color. Make sure you go for at least 3 removals and that they're meta-worthy, like Command Hunting, Surprise Attack, Holy Missile, Magic Missile, that kind of thing, Flame Emission, Holy Spear. And then try to make sure that you have a good sort of ramp of creatures, which you kind of do here, but too heavy. Too heavy at the end. Okay, so Mortal, let's see, alright, so Herd Birkins up for another one. Okay, you can fight Evil Bart. Eric Daniel, we'll take a look at your deck. now. 6022 E88. Alright, save. Right, scroll down. Is it normal or new battles happening? It's normal, but we're not doing like top meta decks. So there's no Fabitia, no Materio, no King of Prophets, no Lilith, no Jiangxi, no 5 Plum Blossoms, none of that nonsense. It's just fun. Mortal Wombat, yes. Neilton, hello. Khengi bringing something interesting. Good. I look forward to seeing it. Christian, yep, my pleasure. Generally, I like to sort of focus on what's good in a deck and just try to like replace as few cards as possible, but unfortunately that was just a bit too much of a jumble. You're trying to do too many things really in one deck. Mabinogi Duel, because there's only 12 cards in a deck and there's no card draw, you need to kind of focus on just one thing. You can't have like multiple different combos and things going. You just got to focus on one. Arya, after this battle, I'll use my Lily deck. Good. Lily's always fun. Real Jinzushin, Arcadean Wise, King of Prophet, and Jiangxi, good. Okay, so King of Prophet is good, especially with the, I think it's 5 Plum Blossoms coupled with the Ritual of Darkness. I'm pretty sure that's the current combo. Basically because if you can bring out the King of Prophet properly, then your opponent is just screwed. Because every card in their grave, they try to bring it back, they can't, you know. I mean, if you slap down a King of Prophets while they have, like, 8 or more cards in their grave, they're basically boned. They cannot get those cards back without killing themselves in the process. So, King of Prophet just shuts down your opponent's ability to cycle cards through, which is hyper good. Jiangxi is really powerful because if you can protect her from the transformation spells that people are going to be throwing at her willy-nilly, she operates as a combination buffed Phantom of the Wolf / Mermaid and Jiangxi, sorry, yeah, we're talking about, I thought we were talking about Entering Jungler. Jiangxi is good because she kills every turn, so if you can protect her, then she will just murder, and she'll gain soul stones every time she does. So she cannot be killed normally while she has soul stones. She needs to be transformed and killed first. She's an absolute nightmare. You got to protect her from capture and transformation, but if you can do that with Nerevas, counter spells, that kind of thing, then it's really annoying. Arya, screw the rules, I have shenanigans. Fair enough. Neilton, is there any battle for you? Yeah, we'll sign you up. Neilton, I apologize, Eric, we will get to your deck. It's just a second. Alright, Evil Bart, someone used him while I had a lot of cards in my hand. I was like, well, King of Prophets, yeah. Sometimes you get people who don't know how to use King of Prophets, and you'll have like 10 cards in your hand, and they'll go, ha, King of Prophets, and you go, okay, and then you just kill it. But yeah, the big combo right now is, as I think, I'm pretty sure it's the Plum Blossom coupled with the Ritual of Darkness, because you put Plum Blossom down, you kill it with the Ritual of Darkness, and that discards all of your enemy's cards into his grave, and then you throw down King of Prophets and your enemy loses immediately. Arcadean, do you have Persona Scathach? Yes, every top meta deck has it, and I wish I played it. Well, these days they don't. Scathach is not as good as it used to be. It used to be totally meta dominant, but now not really. In PvG it's still incredibly powerful, but in PvP it's not as good as it used to be, certainly. And it's not sort of meta, it's not a meta dominant card at the moment. Viable, but not dominant. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So, first thing I'm noticing is you've got 2 freezing abilities, which, fair enough. I mean, if you find that it's useful, I assume the free summon is there to counter stuff like Lilith and whatnot, which is fair enough. I'm not sure you're really going to get a hell of a lot of value out of the Mukro Elgesco, but if it's working for you, stick with it. Kadir's Flying Sword is no longer my favorite because of the nerf that it got, the little minor nerf. These days I prefer to run an Imp, Forest Keeper Imp, or even a Black Spirit if you're not worried about Paralyzing Bullet. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, there's nothing there that looks bad, certainly. You've got, what, 2 removal spells coupled with Notira's Needle, which is kind of a removal, but it's more of a finisher. I'd be a little bit worried about that, but yeah. I feel like it needs something. I feel like the Notira's Needle could possibly be replaced with an Illurin. That would be my gut thought there. An Illurin or a Varim Kahan, depending on what kind of difficulties you're going up against. I like the nature Lorna. Lorna, of course, is really good for the long term. But I feel like you don't have enough power in the deck. So, yeah. It's good. I mean, it's solid. Nothing there that screams out, you must change this. Just a couple of things that personally I would change. I'd switch out the Kadir's Flying Sword for something that's a little bit more reliable so you know exactly what you're getting. Because the Kadir's Flying Sword, if it goes into the wrong thing, then it can screw you over. If it goes into, it's not reliable, You can put it down and say, okay, if it goes into one of these things, then I'm invulnerable to Holy Missile. But it may not, It's like, it's best that you know for a fact what can and cannot counter your cards. Natira's Needle is good, but it's a little bit unreliable, and I don't think you need the Darkness boost if you got the Card Appraiser next to it. I think you need another finisher / utility. And possibly you might want to switch out the free summon for a low-cost mana creature or a magic missile or something like that. It's up to you, but that's... Illurin's the only one that I would say, seriously think about. Okay, so Arc, yes, I will spin the duck in just a second, Arya. We're finishing up now. Eva Bart's hard to counter that Dolphin Mana Girl. That's May. Any advice? Unfortunately, no. I have never fought her. Nobody has ever fought me with using May. I don't know why. Leek back, good. All right. Eva Bar paralysis bullets not very common anymore. Don't have to worry much, I guess. Yeah, it's like one of those 50-50 things. Some people find that they just go up against paralyzing bullet, just paralyzing. And then some people, play for like 2 weeks and never see it. Real Janushan, what do I think about Entertainer Jungran? She's solid. She's a good EXT card. She's definitely better than the vast majority of gold cards in the last release. So, facing forward Arya, facing away Tsunami. Yeah, like a big windstorm or something. All right, that was exactly halfway. Let's roll that again. Spin that again, I should say. Okay, facing forward Arya. So Arya, please send a battle request to Tsunami. Arya sent the battle request. Khengi, I Fighter. She is OP. Entertainer Jungran. Yeah. I mean, she's one of those cards that's a right royal pain in the tuchus to deal with if you don't happen to be packing the correct cards for her. And unfortunately, the cards that counter Jungran are different to the cards that counter a lot of the other meta threats. Yeah, because she's the Phantom, so it's a pain in the butt, because she can boost by 6, just put her down. So you can run fairly decent mid-range aggro with her, just unstoppable. So the cards that counter her are not the cards that counter a lot of the other meta threats. So it's difficult. It's very, very tricky. Khengi meant Dolphin good. Oh, you mean May? Yeah. Well, I hear good things about her, but she's one of the cards that I never got a hold of. Eric, I'll make these changes then. I also felt like it was missing something. I mean, something like with something like Coco, the deck is really very, very personal, because it's very much tempo, a little bit of control built into it. So it really does come down to personal playstyle, a lot of it. But yeah, for me personally, I would say that it needed just a little bit of a kick. I just started spinning. Well, I already spun. That's the word. So I think it was Arya sent a battle request to Tsunami. Eric's up for a sub battle. Okay, you can fight Neilton. So let's see, Cloud N versus Neilton. So make sure that you guys fight at each other as friends like now, please. Don't wait until your battle and then add each other as friends. Neilton and Cloud N, please add each other now. Real Jinzushin, why don't you play monthly ranked? I find it extremely boring, basically. I mean, I've hit top 10 like so many times that I don't feel that kind of rush anymore in doing it. It's like, oh yeah, I hit top 10 again. That was a lot of grinding. I don't like the structure of the arenas. I think the monthly arena is very, very badly organized and arranged. I think it's a terrible structure for a monthly arena system. And also I don't have time. But yes, mostly boredom, and I don't like the structure of the arenas anymore. I don't think it's very good. George feels like it's a grind to get to rank 1. Yep, it is. It's a bit of a grind to get to rank 1. It's not so much of a grind to get to rank 1. Rank 1's... It's not difficult to get to rank 1, put it that way, but it is a bit of a slog. You know, you get a top meta deck, slap in, you know, Fabicia and stuff like that, and Materio, and then, you know, you just do 100 fights and boom, you're rank 1. Who gives a crap? But it's not very interesting. They need to restructure the arenas so that you can switch your decks in and out at will. You know, you can say, okay, I'm going to do a monthly fight, and I'm going to fight with this deck, or I'm going to fight with that, or I'm going to switch these decks in and out. But since you have to lock down 3 and then pay gold if you want to switch them out again later on, it's just... Okay, so Neilton and Eric adding each other. Good, good. Alright, so Arya down the bottom with 4 mutants and the neutral hero, dropping a Forest Keeper Imp, and Tsunami up at the top with Fenny and 3 mutants. So both players running 3 color camps. The magic missile comes out into the Forest Keeper Imp, and bye-bye. Khengi, it's grind to get 2,000 gems, lol. Well, that's the other thing as well. One of the reasons why I stopped doing arenas way back when was simply because it's just not worthwhile. The rewards for monthly are less than if you just did draft. As it takes 30 days to get X amount of gems, and you could get like 5 times that many just by doing draft arena every day. So yeah, the rewards are really, really bad. They used to be good, and that was when I used to do the top 10 runs, you know, when you used to get 5 booster packs, back when booster packs were good. You used to get a lot of gems, you used to get some extra bits and pieces. I think that for a time, you know, top 10 players would get like a really powerful mutant card that was in there for a little bit. There used to be really good rewards, but with every update, DevCap became more and more and more money grubbing. And now every single thing they do is designed to get as much money out of your wallet as possible, which means they're clamping down on how much free-to-play players get. Which isn't great, but hey, it's a mobile game, what do we expect? Mud Defender Darkness +1 comes out. Very nice card there, very, very powerful. Let's see how Arya answers this. Both players running up on more or less the same HP. Tsunami a little bit lower on resources now. But that's coming out. Ooh, free summon snags have Vampire +1. So that was a nice snag there by Tsunami. That's going to pay off big bucks. The Vampire, of course, is going to block the Mud Defender and going to chip away at it. Polymorph comes out. The Vampire gets transformed into the Hang Clown. Interesting. Effort and Talent gets buffed. Switch around. There's the one-hit KO. Holy crap. Nicely played there by Tsunami. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So that's not exactly the combo that I remember. But yeah, that's basically it. So congratulations there to Tsunami. Well played to Arya. That was, yeah, that's basically the combo I remember. Very, very nice. Khengi, top 10 players who get EXT cards before. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. That's I couldn't remember exactly what they were getting, but yeah, that was a good incentive for getting into top 10 because the EXT cards are phenomenal. Khengi, and even crown cards just show off. Yes, also true. And George, I feel dirty. Yeah, that I remember. Jesus, I mean, I haven't seen that combo being used since the days of the unofficial forums, man. Who was it who used to run all those weird combos? Lexar, I think his name was. He was really good. Anyway, I used to really enjoy hanging out on that chat room from time to time. Back before it all got, you know, they changed management and it all got a little bit toxic. But there was some really, really good stuff. Gift from Wester, 5 gems. Thank you very much, Wester. I appreciate it. I'm going to add that to the pool, and if we do get a new booster set next month, as I think and hope we will, that'll go towards that. And then finally, I can start making videos again. Okay, Aria. That was a good opening. It was like, oh, wow, holy crap. But I actually sold bronze card. Who the hell bought it? Oh. I mean, collectors will buy anything, and new players will buy a lot of cards, but mostly it's collectors and whales who are just, if they've spent so much money and they're just like, hey, screw it, you know, I'm just going to fill out my decks, here, my binder. That's the word I was looking for. It's like deck, no. Booster, no. Cards, no. Come forth, my lily deck. Yes, maybe next time. Stephen Guan, hey, can you check out my deck? I'm not really that good since it just started like a week ago. Karsa. Okay, no problem. Karsa. Let's take a look. Why do I always click on share deck? I don't know why my brain thinks that's how you type in share codes. What's that? DFD. Alright. Overwrite. It looks good already to me. From what I can see, it's looking solid. Arya, your Lily deck is up next. Well, it's not up next, but yes, the next fight you have, you can run your Lily deck. So I'll write you down again. Evil Bart. Hey, have you seen Double Zard deck? Super aggressive. Yes, I have. Yeah, hyper aggressive decks. Khengi, I had Blue Crown. I sold it because I was greedy. Yeah, I think I gave away a lot of my cards. I don't even remember anymore. Leek, did someone say a share code? Yes. Alright, so taking a look at this. Yeah, I mean, it looks solid. So, a couple of just tweaks and it'll be totally meta dominant. So, oh, dear me. Righty ho. So let's say you don't really need Kadir's Flying Sword. I would switch Kadir's Flying Sword out for Amantur's Blue Spell Circle. You don't need Turn to Frog. It's not as good as Amantur's Blue Spell Circle. So switch the Turn to Frog out with possibly a Magic Missile. Or really any sort of utility card that's about 4 cost or less. But Magic Missile would probably be fine. And as I said, the Kadir's Flying Sword, switch that out for an Amantur's Blue Spell Circle. You can pretty much keep everything else. Tsubaki is fine. Switch the Mud Hero Dross. In fact, actually what you could do is, that would be even better. Switch Kadir's Flying Sword out for Amantur's Blue Spell Circle. Switch the Turn to Frog for a counter spell. Switch Mud Hero Dross for a Princess Fabicia. And you'll be able to get into top 10 with that deck. So nicely put together, honestly. I mean, for somebody who's only been playing for a week, that is a damn good deck. Arya, you special summon your Lily deck. While your Lily deck is on the field, no one can use shenanigans. Yes, because otherwise Lily will make that face that looks like she's about to cry, and everyone will go, oh god, no, I'm so sorry, no more shenanigans. But yes, Karsa, very, very nice deck. As I say, Kadir's Flying Sword for Magic Missile, Turn to Frog for Amantur's Blue Spell Circle, and the Mud Hero Dross for a Princess Fabicia, and boom. You can get into the top 10 with that deck, no problems. No problems at all. Oh, we get from more M4UNX20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And a friend request from Canwedraw. So yes, I will add you as a friend because I will add everybody as a friend if they send me a battle request during the live stream. All right, immediately after this, we'll get on with the next fight, which is Khengi versus Leek. So please make sure you guys are ready. Zohaib, you've not been around for 40 days, so I apologize. But if you want me to re-add you, send another friend request, and I will, because obviously I will remember your name. Jin up for a battle. Can we draw? Okay, so you can fight Arya. So Arya and Can We Draw? Please add each other as friends. Eric, Neilton and I are up next. No, it's Khengi versus Leek, then Evil Bart versus Herto, then Neilton versus Cloud N, then Arya versus Can We Draw. Once again, thank you very much. M4UNX, Mohammed. I appreciate that very much. Leek ready if my phone feels like it. Yes. Alright, so facing forward, Khengi. Facing backwards, Leek. Facing sideways, spin again. Facing more backwards and forwards. So, Leek, send a battle request to Khengi. And see if you can fight like holding it. Evil Bart, who are you fighting? You're fighting Herto. Hertbrkn. Down the bottom there. In fact, there we are. There it is there. Herto. Let's make sure you've added. Arya, please add Jin. Can we draw? And yes, Khengi versus Leek. Leek sending the battle request. Oh, they're already transitioning. See, now this is what I like to see. Just people who are just on the ball, ready to go. Khengi up at the top with L. What a surprise! And 1 mutant. Leek down the bottom with L and 5 mutants. So we might be seeing a share deck here. Drag the Hell comes out, takes care of the Light Elf. There's no real good answer to a Light Elf. The best possible answer to a Light Elf is a Heavy Offering, and you just don't see that card very much anymore, which is a shame, because it's a good card. Heavy offering plus a betrayal in the right situation can be absolutely unstoppable. Elephant comes out, countered with a nature fiery zealot. Khengi levels up to 2, and Leek, I assume, is going to follow suit. No reason to do anything else. There we go. Arya is still later. I can add him then. Add him now. Add your battle partners immediately. Both players just sort of playing defensively now, charging up, trying to balance it all out. Magic Missile comes out. Okay, interesting play there by Leek. Going to cut down the elephant so that the 3 damage can come out from the Fiery Zealot. Suspicious Peddler comes out on the far left-hand side, and Hunter Piole to take care of the Fiery Zealot. I really do think the Fiery Zealot's ability should activate before Piole disappears. It would make Piole less of an irritant, but yeah, so it goes. Leek's turn. Suspicious Peddler, of course, got just enough HP to avoid being killed by Piole at this turn, bringing out dual-wielding Iltutmish and the Halloween special Black Sheep Pan Mana +1. Wow, interesting. Yeah, okay, so dual-wielding Iltutmish, of course, invulnerable to targeted spell removals. Fireball comes out, that's going to switch the Iltutmish. Apparently Khengi wasn't aware that that was Iltutmish's ability. So good. Evil Bard, Tsubaki and Celica together is fun deck. I will take your word for it. Alright, so out comes I think that's just a normal Triss, isn't it? Yes, normal Elf Hero Triss. In front of the dual-wielding Iltutmish, and of course the elf is then summoned in front of the Mana Black Sheep Pan +1. Out comes the ambush, that's going to take care of them, which will, unfortunately for Leek, discard another card into his grave. Level up to 3, and both cards deal their little damage. Khengi levels up to 3, and Iltutmish jumps out of the way of the Elf Hero Triss, which does allow 5 damage to go through into Leek, which isn't quite ideal for him. But it does mean that Iltutmish has a free 6 damage to come out now onto Khengi. Leek charges rather on his first action. Doesn't skip it. Charges on his first action. You're going to charge on his second. No, revive. Ouch, that's going to hurt. A lot of damage done there, and of course Khengi gets his creature cards back. If he has a Holy Missile, now would be a really good time to use it on the Elf Hero Triss. But maybe not. No, out comes Gumiho Churyung. So that's going to drain the HP off the Elf Hero Triss. Goes up to 20 HP value. Now that's not going to be enough if Khengi plays a creature into the middle and then command hunts onto the top of Churyung. A discard into mana and then a charge. Interesting. So he's just going to let the Elf Hero Triss do what he do. So Leek could use an Amateur's Blue Spell Circle here to trigger the Gumiho and murder off the Triss and all that kind of thing, but let's see what he decides to do. I don't remember off the top of my head how much HP a level 3 transformed Gumiho has. Magic Missile comes out, that's going to free up the Gumiho, so that's going to be a tasty 14 damage coming out onto Khengi, which evens out the HP rather a lot more. Gumiho continues to drain HP, snags a little bit more off that elf. And it is Khengi's turn. That's fatal damage is on the board right now, so Khengi does need to deal with both of those. Nerva +1 comes out on the far left-hand side. Out comes the Ancient Vampire. Interesting. Let's see how this goes. So, the Ancient Vampire... Yes, we'll transform an Ancient Bat. At the end of the turn, drains 4 HP from the enemy in front and +4 HP, so it's a bit complicated, honestly. That's 4 damage going to come out now from the Elf. The Pan's dead, but doesn't gain its any grave cost. The Nerva has enough energy because it's a +1 to deflect 2 spells. That's very, very awkward there for Leek. A discard into Nature. Now, the Ancient Vampire won't activate its ability because Gumiho is going to injure it and then drain its HP, which means that it has no HP in order to summon an Ancient Vampire, or a Vampire Bat, rather. So it has none of its transformation capabilities. One of my videos is Tsubaki with Celica against Gates of Hell. Yeesh. It's pretty fun, but of course I lost. It was pretty interesting, though. Yeah, Gates of Hell. Wah, wah. Stephen, thank you. I can only use Dras because I didn't have Princess Fabicia, and would you mind adding me? Yeah, no problem. I mean, if anybody sends me a friend request during a live stream, I guarantee that I will add you to my friends list, so you don't even need to ask. Leek, you already lost. Really? Because, well, that was solid anyway. So congratulations to Khengi. Well played there to the Leek. I think you might have been able to turn that back around. And yes, Stephen, if you can get a hold of Fabicia, I highly advise it. It would be a very good addition. So there's your friend request, Corsa. So I will just send that. Oh yes, Iltutmish would have evaded. Yes, of course. I forgot about that. Alright, so Dragon Lore, you've been gone for 40 days. I apologize. If you'd like me to re-add you, please send a battle request. Battle request. A friend request would be even better. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so up next is Evil Bart versus Herto. Evil Bart versus Herto. Then we have Neilton versus Clouden and Arya versus Canwedraw. So please, everybody, make sure that you guys have each other added as friends. Okay, so Joe, you could use deck help as well. All right, I'll take a look in just a second. Leek, I didn't use my PLA and Summon Dead, etc. because of sub battles. Yay! Well, I mean, you can still use PLA and Summon Dead. You can use meta cards. We're just trying to avoid like the top meta cards like Fabicia, Materio, King of Prophets, the powerful EXTs, all this kind of thing. Simply because they just make for boring fights. It's just the same fight over and over and over again. Everybody using the same finishers and therefore you're more or less the same deck structures. But you can use Summon Dead and PLA. Those are fine. Good, everybody's at it. Alright, so Evil Bart, E is first. So Spin is more forward than anything else. So Evil Bart, send a battle request to Herto. And I will take a look very quickly at Joe Leung's deck. 6022, E91. And overwrite. Alright, so very quickly, Succubus Queen Lilith, boo! But you do have a Jiangxi, which is pretty cool. Alright, very, very quickly then, Lilith is good, Jiangxi is good, but you don't have both of them. Yeah, I mean, you've got some good cards in here, but they're not very complementary, is the thing. So, Magic Missile is good. It's like Magic Missile is good, Ambush Vine is good, Summon Dead is good, Hunt is good, Drag to Hell is good, Capture is good, but you generally don't see all of those cards in the same deck together, because there's a little bit of crossover there. It's like Ambush Vine or Summon Dead, because either one of those is a decent utility card. These days I'd suggest Summon Dead. So, personally speaking, I would redesign this deck based around Jiangxi, and I would go for gold instead of mana. I'd work in some sort of a bit more aggro in there. Use gold with Betrayal, add a Ritual of Dead, and keep the Jiangxi. And then you can either betray and then Jiangxi onto that in order to make the Betrayal card do even more damage, or you can betray Ritual of Darkness, which will help fund the Jiangxi. So nature, you know, bring elf, not newbie duelist. Bring elf, darkness, stuff like skeleton would be fine. In gold, you want leopard, and then, as I say, some betrayal, some ritual of darknesses, stuff like that, just to really get the aggro push going. So yeah, it's good, but as I say, I think switch out the mana for gold, bring in some betrayal and some ritual of darkness, get some more low-cost creatures in there, and then you'll have a really solid mid-range aggro deck that should do a lot of damage. Leek Meta Jiangxi decks win at level 1. Yes, but I'm assuming that a new player isn't going to have access to hyper meta cards. So keeping this deck as close as possible to its current form, I stick to my recommendations. Okay, so that's all good. Right, next up is Evil Bart versus Herto. And they're already fighting, which is good. I spent a little bit longer on that than I'd intended. So, Herto up at the top, no mutants, L Hero, Evil Bart down the bottom, 1 mutant, and Teeny Hero. So out comes the Garden of Life, which is very unusual. I tend not to see that. Substitute, newbie duelist, not substitute duelist, don't know why I said that. Yeah, which is a good aggro play, obviously. Chip, chip, chip away. Joe Leung, Princess Fabicia for gold. In a Jiangshi deck, I wouldn't advise Princess Fabicia. You want to keep the gold for Betrayal in that particular sort of newbie Jiangshi deck. But yes, in general, if you're running a tempo deck or something like that, and you're not sure what finisher to put in for gold, always go for Fabicia. She is the best gold finisher, unless you have access to some of the really high-powered EXT cards like Plum Blossom and possibly Entertainer Jungran. What was I saying? Jin, thoughts on blank? Well, we'll take a look just after this fight. Joe, you're welcome. At least I don't need anything but a Dark Soulstone and Ritual of Darkness. Well, no, that's just factually incorrect. Alright, Relius Clover comes out and couples with Ignis, which goes into the middle. Now, I don't think Relius protects Ignis, does he? So it doesn't really matter. Yes. +1 energy every turn. This one consumes 2 every turn. Yeah, okay. Well, you do kind of want to put Relius Clover on the right-hand side of Ignis, because Ignis will gain energy and then Relius will grab it. This way, Relius is grabbing energy and then Ignis will generate it. So you want to make sure that if Ignis has like an odd number of energy, that she'll generate the extra energy and then Relius will be able to snag it. But it looks like it doesn't matter. The citizens land the finishing blow onto Evil Bart. And it's always fun to see Relius Clover coming out. I made a video of him once, but I really enjoyed him. So congratulations there to Herto Birkin, and well played to Evil Bart. Didn't get an awful lot of commentary off on that one, I apologize, but fun nonetheless. Karsa, 10 gems, thank you very much, I appreciate it. I really hope we do get a new booster set next month. I'm like, optimistic. Khengi's looking for a nature bat. Arya, have you seen Master of Defense Xiaoliang? It's a gold EXT card, and I think it's good. Yep. Leek, they use Soulstone first turn, then summon Jiangshi and basically win. I don't know why you're saying that. That's a terrible strategy against anybody who's running a meta deck. It'll get shut down immediately. I mean, anybody who's not running transformations and blocks and things like that has no business actually being in rank 1. I mean, it won't work against a middling... I mean, obviously, something like that will work against a middling well player, but you're not going to see that in top 10. You try that shit in top 10, it's going to get shoved down your throat again. Evil Bart. Man, I hate that damn hero. Just ruins my strategy. Yeah. Heard Birkin's really good. Yes, well, everybody's really good. Now, okay, yeah, I had a thing. Okay, yes. Jin's doodad. Alright, so 6022 E97. Alright, so interesting. I see a Potion of Life, which isn't great. I see an Ultimate True Holy Spear already, which isn't great. Ye gods. Okay, alright, so I see what this is. Trade. Okay, alright, so it's basically, it's an old style gimmick deck. You're trade creaturing the Goblin Bunker in order to paralyze your opponent long enough for you to build up towards the Grow Mushrooms and the Ultimate True Holy Spear. It's fair enough, but it's a gimmick deck, and then obviously polymorph to transform anything else into a Goblin Bunker if your opponent summons it. It's fair enough, but it is a gimmick deck, and I don't review gimmick decks. I think they're cancerous to the meta, so I won't be commenting on that one, I apologize. What's the point of transformation at level 1? Well, I mean, it depends on if basically you drop something in front of her, then you transform. You can snag her with Goblin Intercept, which is a permanent transformation. You can, frankly, just ramp yourself up to level 2. And then she won't have killed you by then. You can capture her, as somebody said. You can shut her down with ability sealing stuff. I mean, there's like a billion things you can do. The problem is that whilst you're throwing out the Dark Soulstones and then summoning the Jiangshi, your opponent's got 2 turns to do whatever the hell they want to do. And Jiangshi has what, 6 attack at the first level, so if your opponent brings out something that sort of outpaces that in terms of attack value, you're boned. If you bring out the Jiangshi as a block, then it's just going to get transformed and killed. It's not ideal, again. I mean, it's going to work against middling players, but everybody is kind of anticipating Jiangshi now. So the second you see it happening, and especially if you go first and your Jiangshi opponent goes second, you've got a massive advantage over somebody who's just going to try for a level 1 kill. I mean, it's fine. It's a strong combination, don't get me wrong. But it's not one that I would say is going to be like a guaranteed death blow. Especially, I mean, you know. It's blank. Okay. 6022 E99. Herto Berkin. Overwrite. And share. Okay. Alright, looks solid. So you've got the synthesized zombie to combo into the Piole. Summon Dead as a counter. Newbie Duelist, I'm not a big fan of, I must admit. He's really, really good at level 1, but then he's not great at level 2, and he absolutely sucks at level 3. So if you don't win the battle quickly, it's a bit of a disadvantage. I don't think this deck is aggro enough to really require a Newbie Duelist. Personally, but if you find that it's very useful for getting immediate smack damage off, then by all means keep a hold of it. But the problem is if you go first and you get your 2 resources into something that's not green, the Newbie Duelist is not really going to shine. You're going to be on a reactive foot against any aggressive player, and the Newbie Duelist is going to be a dead card in your hand. Apart from that, no, I mean, it looks solid. Obviously, most people would use Magician Masked Field rather than Relius Clover because it's just a little bit more reliable, but other than that, it's a very solid deck. She kills creatures when you summon them. I thought she killed creatures at the beginning of every turn. Am I wrong on that? As far as I'm aware, she doesn't kill creatures on summon. She kills creatures at the beginning of turns, which obviously, you know, you can use to your advantage. I don't know why I clicked on that. I don't think she's she's in there. I saw a dark card and I was like, I'll click on that. Yeah, every turn. So it's not a kill on summon, which means you can use it to your advantage. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. Old decks. Let's see. 6022 E9B. Alright. Alright. There's that Potion of Life again. Okay, interesting. Beastkin Mino is not very good. Better is always go for a +1 Mino. You never want to be running a normal Mino. Ideally, you want to be running a +1 Nerva, and you don't need a +1 Jane. Normal Jane is better, generally speaking, because the +1 doesn't really give you anything. You've got 3 transformation spells in there. I think really something that you can play at level 1 would, or level 2 rather, would be a little bit of a better idea. And the Potion of Life, unfortunately, just isn't very good. Forest Fire would also switch out for a Flame Emission, personally speaking. I mean, it's more expensive, but it's also more reliable. And does more damage to the larger hitting creatures. But yeah, I mean, by and large, that's fine. Beastkin Mino, as I say, should really be a +1 if you possibly get a hold of one. Secret Nerva should be a +1, and ironically, the Jane should not be a +1. But I mean, that's fine. That deck will definitely get you into high gold, early platinum. It's a bit of a variant on my Archangels deck, I think, really, isn't it? Except I use Skathach instead of Mino. And I didn't have a +1 Nerva when I made my video, unfortunately. Level 1, you can't do much about Jiangshi. That's a fact. Transforming it is the only way, and that's not even a permanent solution. The thing is, there's a shitload of things you can do about Jiangshi at level 1. It's just most people aren't running the cards necessary to do those things to her at level 1. I mean, for example, just toss down an Interfect and Malice, and by the time your opponent has thrown down the Jiangshi, you win. But, I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. The issue with Jiangshi, as well as the Entertainer Jungran, is that the counters to her are not the same as the counters to the other meta decks. There's a bunch of cards in the game that will easily shut down a level 1 play into Jiangshi, but people are going to have to start building decks with them in there. And a good counter is Capture. Well, it's a solid counter, but yeah, but as they said, yeah, level 1. But they either have 2 of her. I mean, if they have 2 of her, then Jesus, it's just a whale. You might as well just put a gun to your head. Drag of Hell counters Jiangshi. I don't think it does. Soulstone kills. My opinion on Assimilated Euripides, not very good, unfortunately. Was really good in the lab and then sucked when they took her out of the lab, which is a shame. Is anyone selling a Lilith or a Jiangshi of 120,000 plus? Well, you can get a Lilith for 120,000 without too much difficulty, but you're never going to get a Jiangshi for that much. The Jiangshis are going for like millions, I'm pretty sure, because it's an EXT card. What's this one going for? Yeah, 8.5 million. That's way overpriced, but yeah, you get the idea. Leek, Malice, and how many people run it, that's the point. Well, that's not really the point. The point is that the cards that people run are going to shift depending on where the meta goes. If people decide that Jiangshi is incredibly powerful, everybody wants to run her, then people are going to start running Interfect and Malice. They're going to start running Phoenix Rotenji. They're going to start running Soulseeker Prows. They're going to start running all of these other cards that counter Soulstone creatures. There's a cheap mana card, I'm pretty sure, that just shuts it down. Mind Control will shut it down. Well of Memories will shut down Jiangshi. There's a shitload of cards that will shut down Jiangshi. So if she becomes a problem, people are just going to work those into their third decks. So Jiangshi is an issue while people aren't running counters to her, but there are counters to her. She's not like... well, she's not like Lilith, which is like an awkward thing to try to counter, but given that you have to counter her on play. Jiangshi, you don't need to counter her on play. It's better if you counter her on play, but you don't have to. There are other ways of dealing with her. Pablo, Confession is Budget Malice. There's possibly. There's a lot of them. There's as I said, there's like a billion cards, and I mean, the fact that Jiangshi is a Soulstone creature actually works out well for most people, because there's a lot of Soulstone counter cards in the game, which is pretty nice. So she's easy enough to counter, you just need to run the cards to counter her. So if you're anticipating meeting Jiangshi, or you know for a fact that she's getting more popular, and you don't happen to have a deck that features cards that deal with her, just make sure you have one deck in the monthly ranked arena that features an anti-Jiangshi card. Shigmuan, no, sorry, we've got to move on with these fights. This is, yes. Neilton versus Cloud N. So Neilton versus Cloud N. Let's see, Cloud N facing forward, so spin, spin, spin. Oh, Jesus, I keep ricocheting this thing. Okay, facing more away than towards, so, what was that? Neilton, yes, Neilton. Send a battle request to Cloud N, please, when you're both online. Jin. Oh, I thought Lilith was 150k. I've seen Lilith for 110,000. 120,000 seems to be the average, but I'm not really good at the markets. But I've seen her, a couple of them for 110,000. Khengi, you're up for the next battle, not the next one. We've got 2 more fights, and then we'll see what how we're doing for time. Bart, Lilith costs more resource and used for battlefield kill. I'm not sure who those to, but... yeah. Projecting Lilith is easier to counter than these EXT because we're more used to it. Well, yes, that's Lilith is easier to counter due to experience, certainly, right now, because people have been dealing with it for like 14 months. Wah wah. But yes. But this new one is cheap and powerful with resurrection, some to level 1. The point is not that Lilith is more expensive and yada yada. The point is that Jiangshi is actually easier to counter because there are more cards in the game that are direct counters to Jiangshi. Because she has Soulstones, and there are a bunch of cards that literally target Soulstone-based creatures, Jiangshi has a lot more dedicated counters to her than Lilith does. Lilith is harder to counter in the sense that she has very few direct counter cards. Not as many as Jiangshi does. Not to say that she's, super hard to counter these days, as people said. But Jiangshi has more dedicated counters available in the game right now. Is blank. Ark, who are you cheering for the World Cup? I don't do sports, so nobody. At least just went to see Lilith for 90,000. Yeah. Lilith is cheaper now than before. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me with all the really good EXT cards that have come out. Stephen, thank you for the stream. Got to go because of work. Okay, well, have fun at work. I hope. Jin, Arcadian, have you fought against Amanza? Oh, yes. It's a teed mostly these days. But yeah, Amanza and Black Bean. Yup. Oh my god, that used to be such a pain in the tuchus. It's not such a difficult thing to deal with these days. I mean, with everybody running L, you don't tend to see so many Amanza and Teeds out. Cute baby bird comes out on Nami's side of the field, so perhaps the light could be a mutant monster bird? Possibly. Your Bart, just use Soul Thief, instant shutdown, she will kill him, her ability is gone. Yep. Yeah. I mean, Soul Thief works. There's a crap load of cards. Light Card Appraiser, yeah, 800,000. Turn to Frog comes out. Seeing a lot of Turn to Frog in decks right now, which is interesting because it got totally phased out in favor of Amantur's Blue Spell Circle / Mukro Algesco. So it's interesting to see so many people bringing the Turn to Frog back. The problem is there's just so many cards these days that resist direct targeting that poor old Turn to Frog is just finding itself a little bit of a third wheel. Card Appraiser comes out on the far right hand side. That is, what, a level 2? I was going to say it can possibly get rid of... Yes, could possibly get rid of the spider. It won't do anything to the cute baby bird, but it should generate darkness. Yes, it does generate darkness. So at least Cloud-N got a little bit of darkness off that. A lot of removals there, though, and that cute baby bird is going to be dealing 4 damage. However, in the War of Attrition, Cloud-N is going to come out ahead of the game. So he can honestly just ignore that cute baby bird if he wants to. Prowls, Long Lost Hero will counter Jiangshi. Mohammed, yes, Prowls is a good counter to Jiangshi because you can it'll vanish Jiangshi, which is great because there's no resurrection shenanigans if your opponent happens to be going for that kind of crap. And then Prowls will just reappear right back on the battlefield. So it's a good way of getting a creature down and vanishing Jiangshi. But I pointed out that she would be the most powerful one. I was kind of right. You pointed out that who was going to be the most powerful what? Another cute baby bird. There's so many cute baby birds. How can we possibly withstand this wave of cuteness? It washes over us in a tsunami of adorability. Mutant Lorna comes out. Always nice to see Lorna. Gotta love her for the long game. And a charge up. So, players running pretty evenly on resources here. Cloud-N got a strong lead for HP. Let's see if Nami turns this around. So the cute baby bird in front of the suspicious peddler is going to be problematic because of course it will summon the monster bird as soon as the suspicious peddler kills it. Cloud-N's going to have to transform that if he doesn't want that kind of shenanigans coming out. The golden garden cat comes out in front of the Lorna, acts as a block as well as a possible light generator given the gain. The gold is right up there. So everything is basically based off gold, which is quite interesting. Cloud-N goes for the revive, which gives Nami back a little bit, but not too much. I'm pretty sure. And there we go, the transformation into the frog. Leek, the most powerful new EXT Jiangshi. EXT Jiangshi. I have a suspicion that she's going to get a wave of popularity. Then people are going to start running the dedicated counters, and she's going to immediately disappear again. It's how this has gone in the past. When a very, very powerful card, but one with a lot of counter options appears, they do tend to sort of like dominate for a really long time, and then just get immediately, you know, everybody starts running a counter, so everybody stops using it. I think that's what happened to... Yeah, it was what happened to whole Heavy Offering. Heavy Offering used to be an amazingly powerful card because everybody was running Elf and there weren't so many, you know, counters and things like that. Everybody started running Heavy Offering, so everybody started running Hyena instead, and suddenly Heavy Offering was went the way of the dodo. So Cloud-N's in a bit of an awkward situation here. He really needs to remove any of these guys, but even then Fenny's ability could activate, and then he'd be up Poop Creek without a paddle. Goes for no removals, just going to go for the chip damage. Interesting, more charges into darkness. Hunt comes out, that's going to kill off the Lorna. Not going for an aggressive attack there, which is quite interesting. Could have removed the suspicious peddler or something like that. Would have dropped in the card into the grave, but it would have allowed 9 damage to come out from the bandit leader. Maybe we're just playing it a little bit defensively here. Disappears the bandit leader, so that leaves fatal damages on the board, but it is being blocked by Cloud-N, so... George, I'll take a look at the deck just in a minute. Bandits with cute birds as pets. I hadn't thought about it like that, but yes, that's actually adorable. I kind of want Nami to win now, just because I have this image of like these bandits in a Disney movie, you know, holding out their fingers and little cute baby birds perching on them, and then obviously transforming into the monster bird and killing everything in a 5-mile radius. Evil Bart, I hate baby birds, so I just leave them alone. Betray the big bird when the little bird dies. Of course, combined with Tanor, it's very powerful. Yes, gotta love betrayal coupled with Tanor. But yes, cute baby birds are annoying because the standard counters to that kind of thing don't really work. Because when it's a transformation card, it's a lot of fun to, you know, betray it onto your side of the field, kill it or whatever, and then it'll transform into the thing, and then you get to keep that thing permanently. But because the cute baby bird doesn't transform, it just summons the monster bird from your hand. If you bring it to your side and you kill it, you don't get anything for it. So Vendor's ability activated once, but not twice, and unfortunately, the Disney Prince Bandit King is dead. None left to mourn him, save for his baby birds. Sabro, hello. How much is still left from stream? I was sleeping. Well, you were sleeping? It's the middle of the afternoon, woman. So, congratulations to Cloud N, and well played to Neilton. Got to admit, kind of rooting for Neilton to win that one, just because of the cute baby birds and the brigands thing. Since it was brought up to me, I can't get it out of my head now. Baby bird bandits. That's their name, the baby bird bandits. Oh, I'm happy now. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay, so hi Ane-chan, One-chan, Ne-chan. Okay, so you managed to misspell One-chan twice, and then just went for the Ne-chan. Alright, up next is Arya versus Canwedraw, so I'm going to spin the duck. Arya facing forward, Canwedraw facing backwards. Okay, facing backwards, so Canwedraw. Send a battle request. Taking a nap, a siesta. Fair enough. Really, I'm giving you shit for it, but it's just because I'm jealous. So, Canwedraw, please send a battle request to Arya. Leek, well, yesterday I woke up at 6 p.m. because reasons. I think you misspelled alcohol. Naps are cool. Naps are very cool. I can't nap. I don't know why, but if I sleep for like an hour and I wake up, I feel like really nauseous. So, pity poor Ark, for his nose is cold and he is mad. Bart, also, how do you feel about your team not able to defeat Ronaldinho alone? Ronaldo, I'm assuming you're talking to somebody else because I don't know what that means. Khengi, I don't know, I can't sleep at noon. Yeah. Leek, now played with some friends until 10 a.m. Oh, that's fun. That is also fun. Additionally, I had to re-roll for 5,000 gold friendly duel quest. I hate that quest, always breaks my flow. Don't re-roll for it, just come onto the Discord and ask somebody to help you out. Because if you challenge somebody to a friend request and they accept and then they forfeit at the deck selection, you get the win. So if somebody just does that like 5 or 10 times, you know, however many times you need it, it's only going to take them like 20 seconds and boom, you got your quest. I'm always happy to help people out on that. So if you've ever got a friendly quest, I must win a friendly quest, just send me a notice on Discord and I'll hop on and help you out with it. Eric, good game, Neilton. Oh no, the lily is dead! She appeared for like 5 seconds and she's dead. She's dead. Zabrosana, well, I literally take one every day. Beauty sleep. Excellent. You must be radiant. Good game. Petition, yeah, I know, but it's still a pain in the ass. Well, it's less of a pain in the ass than spending 5,000 golds. Khengi, when I sleep at noon, when I wake up I feel really weird. I feel like I'm in another world. Yeah, I know what you mean. Evil Bart, it was to Sabro. Alright. Good. Things just go over my head. A revival, which brings the Wanderer Sarah. So Canwedraw is actually using an interesting thing. I assume we're going to see some mutant light Sarahs. Because this used to be a combo back in the day. Was you would use the Cat Merchant Hero and you would use the Sarahs. Light Mutant Sarah and Gold Sarahs, and you would basically use it as as a kind of cyclical hyper aggro. Yeah, again with the Emmy. So because of Canwedraw's thing about anytime a revive is used, you discard a card. So the Cat Merchant can continually use revive whenever he wants to. Yep, there's the mutant light Sarah. This is cool. I haven't seen this combo in 2 years. I used to really enjoy this combo. Rip Lily, yes. Wah, wah. Bart, I need that hero I hate, but I hate playing against Computer Cat. Ice Spear comes out, that's going to kind of, yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage. And Purely comes out, that's going to take care of that Emmy. So, oh, nice. Khengi, that is evil deck. Yes, yes, I do enjoy it. It's not the best deck in the world, obviously, but it was always a lot of fun. It used to be pretty damn powerful, because Light Sarah was like an event-only card or something. Or it was like a hyper-rare mutant, I'm not sure. But only a very few people could actually run this particular gimmick. Not gimmick, combo, sorry. So I was always very jealous when I saw people running. It was always my ambition to get myself a Light Sarah, or like 2 Light Sarahs so I could run the combo myself. Eventually I managed to get the Sarah, but by that point the combo was not viable at all, unfortunately. Leek, Ajigam used it on me once, I think. It wouldn't surprise me. Dude does love his combos and gimmicks. You've Bart, but you know how the Patriots are going. I assume that's also Sabro. Eric, wow, awesome deck. Yes, it's a lot of fun. Really fun deck. So Arya's turn. He's got to be a bit worried here about Canwedraw just throwing out a whole pile of Sarahs and Emmys on the next turn. Let's see what happens. He's thinking about it. That or his internet has failed and his phone's crashed. In which case Canwedraw may win by default. I'm not really sure who I hope wins here. We've got Canwedraw running a really fun, nostalgic deck, and then we've got Arya running the immediately murdered Lily. So, I kind of feel bad for Lily. Kirito is up for another battle. We have another 20 minutes, so let's sign Kirito up. If anybody else wants to get involved in sub-battles, please post your in-game name in the chat, and we will we'll partner you up against Kirito. So a charge up for Arya. He can level up to 3. No reason to do anything else, honestly, at this point, since his opponent's at level 3, and you really don't want to give your opponent that kind of an advantage. But I assume his internet's running really, really badly. So, Khengi, Canwedraw got my respect. Excellent. You have the respect of a legend, Canwedraw. So that's good going. Leek immediately murdered Lily. Yes, that's her new name now. Khengi, you're up for another fight. Okay. Neilton's also up for another fight. George, you're off. You're going to log off. Peace. Okay, thanks for stopping by the live stream. I appreciate it. All right, well, Khengi, you can fight Kirito then. Nami. All right, let's say one more sign up, because that'll give us the end of this fight, plus, and then Kirito versus Khengi, and then Nami versus somebody, and that'll take us to the end. About talking about football, I don't understand. Arya charges and skips a turn, and bingo goes the elephant. Bingo was his name, O-B-I-N-G-O. Mohammed, you want a rematch? Okay, well, I mean, I don't know about a rematch, but you can fight Nami. So Mohammed versus Nami, good. Previous fight, I can't select my deck. Yeah, that is a bug that happens from time to time. It's very annoying. Okay, so Canwedraw puts a block of the Sarah onto the elephant. That's risky business. Yeah, because it was either going to die to a removal spell, or Arya was just going to revive from the grave and pull the Sarah over to his side of the field. Which would obviously just have kept the summoning thing going. So even if Canwedraw had revived and pulled it over, then we'll just continue to be a problem. Wander Emmy goes into an aggressive position, defensive position, sorry, blah blah. Let's see. If Bart, no more fight for me. My deck is useless against that damn hero. Sucor says Sucor, so is that your username? Unfortunately, we're all signed up for now, but if you stop by the next live stream, we'll sign you up for a sub battle. Alternatively, jump into the Discord and get involved with fights with people there. Sabro, Arcus, because Spain apparently couldn't do shit about Ronaldo, and he carried the match for Portugal. At the end, they ended 3-3. Okay, so Portugal team has a guy called Ronaldo, and Ronaldo carried the Portugal team to victory. Spain couldn't shut down Ronaldo. Okay, gotcha. 5 minutes later, immediately forgotten all of that information. But I appreciate the attempt. Alright, so once again, down goes thing. Lily is back! Lily is back. Let's see if she gets immediately murdered again. As her new namesake it would indicate. The elephant continues to chip away at Canwedraw. Having been played at level 1, that elephant has just really done a lot of work. So, when does this activate? 2 turns until the casting. Okay, immediately murdered Lily is immediately murdered. The elephant remains alive. The elephant must be going through some serious post-traumatic stress at this point. I mean, everybody that appears next to him is immediately killed. He must be just looking around going, oh Jesus, the things that I've seen. So, now I'm kind of... Oh, there goes the potion. The potion of life. Poor elephant. I'm kind of rooting just for the elephant now. The poor post-traumatic, stressed-out elephant. Seeing his friends get murdered around him as soon as they step foot. It's like Normandy for this poor elephant. And then every time he chips and chips and chips away at the enemy hero, he just swigs a healing potion. Khengi, by the way, Sabro, we're still waiting for your new music. We are indeed, Sabro. No pressure, but I know where you live. I don't. Don't get freaked out. Poor elephant. I know, this poor elephant. I really do feel for it. I kind of hope it survives until the end of the match. Regardless of who wins, I hope the elephant doesn't die. Canwedraw revives? Revives from the grave. The healing potions OP? Yep. Nerf healing potions, please. Lilith gets a buff. Damn you, dead cat. Elephant chipping away. You can do it, elephant. I believe in you. Poor elephant's like... got a nervous tick now at this point. Out comes the share as a block, interestingly, in front of the elephant. Not entirely sure why, but sure. Leek could make a double H potion deck with gold and light. You could indeed. Oh. There was actually somebody a year and a half ago got into top 10 using a potion of... actually, I'm not sure if it was a potion of life or if it was a red potion deck. It was one or the other. And they did actually get into top 10 using it. It's awesome. Khengi is probably a dubstep music inspired by Western culture. I thought dubstep was Western to begin with. Isn't that a bit weird? It's like saying it's rap music inspired by urban black culture. Well, yeah. Isn't that what rap music is? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Leek, that must have been annoying to go against. I don't think I personally fought the guy, but yes, I imagine it must have been. Neilton, sorry, who do you fight for the next battle? Well, the next battle is Kirito versus Khengi, but after that, it's you versus Mohammed, and Mohammed's username is M4UNX. That's it, up at the top there, M4UNX. So please add each other as friends. Friends till the end. No! The elephant is dead! Aww. I'm sad. Here comes Lily. Oh god, Lily, no! Oh, she has an alpaca. She might be okay. Khengi, we're gonna see a slap? Let's hope so. Lily, oh no, Lily, no! Your alpaca betrayed you! Even when Lily isn't immediately murdered, her only friend in the world betrays her. Leek, I'll make a deck like that. I look forward to seeing it. Ooh. Yeah, so, I mean, I think that Canwedraw was hoping to betray the Lily. Oh, there's the slap. Oh my god, is this actually worked? Holy crap. Okay. That was absolutely bizarre, but I loved it. Fantastic plays there on both players' sides. Really awesome stuff. But yes, Arya lost the second his Rambo elephant died. That was really the turning point when that poor elephant finally embraced the sweet, sweet release of death. Oh man, I cannot believe that slap actually worked though. Holy crap, that was yeah, that was a bit random. That was really awesome, though. Okay. Separasona, your wub 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 reminded me of wubba dub. I am in immense pain. Please help me. According to Bird Person. See, I don't know anything about the World Cup, but goddamn do I know a lot about Rick and Morty. I have my priorities straight, I'd like to think. Alright, so next up is Kirito Marksman versus Khengi. So, face forward carrying, Khengi, face backwards, Kirito. A lot of breakdancing going on. It's kind of facing downwards, so I guess we'll say that that's facing away. Who is that? Kirito. Yes, Kirito. Okay, so Kirito Marksman, send a battle request to Khengi. Eric, slap to death. Mohammed, add Nami. Good. Khengi, I knew slap was coming. Yep. Jin, all skill, no luck. Yeah. Toad skill. That was an awesome fight. I think both players should be extremely happy there. Just very well done. Cannot believe that slap actually worked though. Jesus. Arya, you're off. See you tomorrow. Okie dokie. See you tomorrow. Have a nice night. Well, sleep, I suppose. Have a nice day, I guess. You'll have gone through a day by the time I talk to you on Discord. Whatever. Have a nice X number of hours. Okay, Khengi up at the top with the L hero. No huge surprise there. And two mutants. Kirito Marksman down the bottom with the Scold hero. My favorite, aesthetically speaking. She's just adorable. I love that little retroussé nose. And no mutants. So, Imp comes out in the center of the field. Immediately countered with a drag to hell. That poor Imp has been dragged to hell. I don't think we dwell on the lore behind these cards enough, honestly. The Imp was literally dragged into hell. That seems like disproportionate punishment for me. I mean, he's getting this little potion, he's just having some fun, and then he gets dragged to hell. Anyway, the living mushroom comes out, and that was murdered. Another living mushroom comes out. We're going to see Kirito Marksman's mushroom deck. Let's see what tweaks he has made since the last live stream. Leek, Khengi wins. What? Because he's not running mushrooms? This will be interesting. No, PLA does disappear. That sucks. The creature that exists on the field's ability should always activate before the creature that was most recently played onto the field. So that... I mean, not that it makes any difference in this particular case. I mean, you know, the living mushroom turns into mushroom on kill, not on death, but... I got confused for a second there, and then that led me into thinking back to the Nature Goblin Bomb Squad. And that's what I was ranting about. I sometimes forget that people can't read my mind. Leek, two mutants on... oh, right, I see, yes, two mutants, yes. Kirito's not running any mutants, and Khengi is running a couple, so Khengi wins. Yes, nice. So the Suspicious Peddler is out, Fiery Zealot is out, so chip. So the Fiery Zealot's going to kill the Suspicious Peddler. Khengi's almost... well, he's not almost going to got a PLA. We know he's got a PLA, so the PLA is going to come out in front of the Fiery Zealot. So far on Khengi's side, a pretty standard deck. Let's see if he's done anything fun with it. So a Revival... interesting. And then a murder, and then the PLA. The Fiery Zealot's ability should absolutely kill the PLA.
No creature left on your battlefield.
Okay, Kirito Marksman levels up to 3 following Khengi's suit. Both players doing well for resources and well for HP. Another charge from Kirito, and it goes into mana, which is not ideal. Again, it would be better if it went into gold, but so it goes. Out comes a Nerva and the Ancient Vampire. Let's see what happens here. And a Nature Vampire Bat. So, haha, he has made an adjustment to the deck. That was the Vampire Bat nature that he was asking for earlier. Ta-dun! Separate don't worry, with her ability, Elle is going to take out the Imp from the hell when she or Skull resurrect from the Schooled. But yes, it's pretty grim, dude. It's Schooled, not Skull. It's just making this more death kind of focused. Susanoo, this is going to be interesting. Susanoo is going to kill the Ancient Vampire, I'm pretty sure. That's going to transform that into the bat, and then Susanoo is going to kill the Ancient Vampire. So that's actually quite funny. But yes. Well, the Imp gets restored from the grave, but does the Imp's soul? I mean, does Elle just bring the body back? Is the soul still suffering in hell? Again, I feel like these are the in-depth questions that we really need to be asking about Mabinogi Duel. Let's cry, says Khengi. Yes, that Susanoo was pretty nice. Pretty nice. The Nerva, of course, has charged up to 5 energy thanks to that single transformation of the Ancient Vampire. So Kirito's basically shut down as far as spells go. However, the Susanoo does have 3 energy now, so it is going to be able to throw off another attack, another AoE on the next turn, and then to charge up its energy, it'll throw off another one on the following turn. So that's going to be a lot of AoE that Khengi needs to deal with here. At 23 HP, I don't think there's anything Khengi has that can be used to remove the Susanoo immediately. And any creature he places is of course going to run as a risk of being just murdered by Susanoo. Out comes the Hunt, that's going to take Susanoo down to 3. And there's the Piole to take care of the Susanoo. Alright, so that actually worked out quite well for Khengi there. He does have 8 cards in the grave though, so he's going to be forced to revive before Kirito Marksman, almost certainly. 6 damage coming out from Nerva, 5 damage coming out from the Living Mushroom. A frozen creature comes out, that buffs up Nerva even further, so now she can counter 3 separate spells. Kirito not running Darkness, so no Summon Dead. He could have a mana, well no, he can't have a mana Summon Dead because he doesn't have any mutants, does he? So no mana Summon Dead. So no way of countering that Nerva easily. Sabro, lol, you've gone full Richt, yes. Sabro, that imp was chosen for battle as a sacrificial creature with low HP points. Probably that's what could happen to him. That is grim, dude! It's like, yeah, he was dragged to hell, but yeah, he knew he was cannon fodder. He knew there was a possibility that he would spend eternity getting his junk stabbed by devils. How do you know he wasn't doing it for the paycheck? Maybe he has 3 little baby imps at home. Maybe his wife died and he's just looking for a paycheck, just something to support them. And now he's in hell! Except he's not, he's been revived twice, so now he's a shambling undead corpse who is more than a little rotted. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to his 3 little baby imps. Interesting plays there. Okay, so a lot of spells thrown out there to get the Nerva down. The Piole was played, took some damage. It's going to kill the imp on this turn, of course, and there's 7 more damage and 6 more from that side. That's going to be a lot of damage, though. If again, I was going to say if Kirito had like a mutant Arrow of Revenge, but again, we know he doesn't. No mutants, but a mutant Arrow of Revenge would actually win him this match. As it is, I don't think there's anything he can do here. Not enough resources to summon anything that he could really make use of. The Susanoo would be ideal here, but not enough nature, unfortunately. Leek, always going to run Summon Dead from now on, even here. Summon Dead does look to be one of those things you just need to always have. What a tragedy, I know. It's so sad. Eric Ark is the most entertaining host. Entertaining? I just told you a story about a father of 3 imps who was dragged to hell and then revived from the grave multiple times as part of some sadistic plot by these people, and that's entertaining to you? You sick little monkey. Actually, I got about halfway through that. I was like, some sort of sadistic plot to... I was like, oh wait, shit, there was no plot to do anything, was there? Wait a second. There's no plot here. And that's going to be game, unfortunately, for Kirito Marksman. Black Spirit, woohoo! Just is very enthusiastic for an undead creature. Woohoo! And down he goes. Very, very close fight there. Congratulations to Khengi, and very well played to Kirito. That Susanoo right into the Ancient Vampires was super funny. So, awesome. Next up, and last fight of the night, we have Nami versus Mohammed. Nami versus Mohammed. Jin, Slapmaster. Yes, there's twice I think now we've seen Slap. It's awesome. So, LMN. So, face forward, Mohammed. Face backwards, Nami. Face forward, Mohammed. So, Mohammed, please send a battle request to Nami. Please send a battle request to Nami. Li Zhengquan. Anyone have good Elf Hero Triss decks? There are actually quite a few good Elf Hero Triss decks floating around right now. He used to be used pretty much only in revival shenanigan decks, but now he's seeing a lot more use in tempo decks, which is pretty cool. Khengi, my little ancient vampire. I know, it's so sad. Sabro, that imp could have a family, as it could be a war prisoner or a criminal. I think you mean like a war criminal or just a normal criminal? Because a war prisoner is still pretty tragic. I mean, if he's a prisoner of war, that's not good. We'll never know the history of that imp. No, we won't, because he's in hell now. That poor imp. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things I never really understood about Christianity. You know, oh, forgiveness and peace and love your neighbor and but if you break a single commandment, you will spend eternity being tortured. It's like, holy shit, I can't imagine doing anything that would warrant being tortured for eternity. That's a really long time. Alright, so, oh, interesting. Okay, so Mohammed's down the bottom with the pure gold, a mono-colored deck, and 2 mutants, and the Cat Merchant hero. And Nami's up at the top with 1 mutant Fene hero, and 3 camps. So let's see how this goes. Li Zhenquan, is it better to use the OG Nature one or the Mutant Light one? I'm not sure. Nature what or Mutant Light what? I'm not sure what we're talking about. King, my mobile's about to shut down in the middle of the game. Woo. You should definitely stop using her. This is for everyone. Oh. Yes. Khengi, Imp was a slave of the crazy witch. Even worse than that he got dragged to hell through no fault of his own. Maybe he was out in the forest and he was foraging for food for his 3 babies. Captured by a witch. Whoop, there's Fabicia. Mono-color Fabicia. Interesting. Jin, you better have slap. Well, he has gold, so let's assume that he has slap. Oh, interesting as well. Okay, so a magic sensing bomb, not a +1. Generally, you see a +1 magic sensing bomb. This time, just a standard one. Let's see if Nami can get around this. So normally, of course, you know, I say don't bring Fabicias and things like that, but if it's going to be a mono-gold cat merchant Fabicia style of thing, then I'm actually okay with that, because this is interesting. This is not standard meta. Maybe the imp was doing some suspicious substances and thought, why is everybody determined to make this poor imp into a villain? He was just trying to support his 3 little baby imps, okay? And he was dragged to hell. I mean, he could have been cooking up meth in that pot. It doesn't warrant being tortured for an eternity. It's not that bad. 7% of the imp was used to fight other clearly strong creatures, maybe preferred hell than life. That's, well, I mean, maybe his hell is this. Maybe when he got dragged to hell, he was simply shunted into somebody else's card battle, and now that's every time he gets dragged to hell, he just shunts into somebody else's deck, and this is his eternity now. Jin, the absolute master of fool's choice. Ambush comes out. That's going to activate the magic sensing bomb, and hurts the Fabicia, which opens up for the Piole. And the leopard hangs around in front of that cursed doll, which is actually going to help out Nami quite a bit. Like, I'm merely stating a possibility. Why is everybody's possibilities always trying to make the imp bad look bad, though? Is everyone just trying to feel better about the fact that he's in hell now? Don't try to salve your consciences. Face up to it. You know he didn't deserve it. You just let yourself feel the pain. It's okay to cry. Doesn't make you any less of a man, or woman, or helicopter, whatever you identify as. Okay, so Mohammed looking a little bit dicey. The boomerang comes out. That's going to kill that cursed doll. Activates it one more time, and activates the hidden spider, which appears in an aggressive position. Which is like, you know, not ideal for Mohammed. It kind of would have been better if it appeared in front of the leopard. Really, at least that way, the leopard would have had a chance to kill it. It would have acted as a block. The Golden Bomb Squad is going to kill the vampire before it is killed, though, so that's pretty good. Discard into the grave. Choking. I'm sad. You know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen what the Cat Merchant says. Cursed Painter comes out. That's going to transform one of the creatures into a cursed doll. Ooh, ouch. That's going to transform both of the creatures, in fact, into cursed dolls. Not quite ideal for the Hidden Spider. Would have been better for Nami if it had been the Hidden Spider remained alive. A little bit more damage that way, but so it goes. Paralyzing Bullet comes out. Not sure. Oh, right, because he thought that it had summoning sickness, but it doesn't because the creature that was transformed didn't have summoning sickness. So unfortunately, that doesn't work. Okay, and +1 Christie. Interesting choice. Now the thing is, this still works out okay though for Nami. Nami can ignore this Christie and allow the Arthur to be summoned. He doesn't, but he could have, because the Arthur would have been summoned. The Arthur is an archer creature, so it will target. All that would have done was that the Arthur would have targeted the cursed dolls and would have activated their effects. Evil Bart, you don't fall to hell when you die, Ark. Well, maybe some of you don't. I do. I go there on vacation. Lee, oh yeah, do you know any countess to succubus queen Lilith? Because I feel like she's Cancer. She is Cancer. It's just kind of one of those known things. If she's in a Gates of Hell deck, then running the L hero is always a solid counter against any Gates of Hell. If she's running in like a standard tempo control deck, then any transformation on summon abilities, so Undine, Free Summon, Cocoon Trap, those will all work fairly well against her. Don't overplay creatures onto the field. Never have more than 1 or 2 creatures on the field at any given time, just so that Lilith doesn't have anything to transform into. And make sure that you run Drag to Hell, Summon Dead, so that you can counter the inevitable Nerva. So, yes, sorry, we didn't commentate over the last of that fight, but yes, congratulations to, I'm pretty sure that was Nami there, and well played to Mohammed. Very, very interesting decks. Okay, Evil Bart, you're in a deep sleep till Jesus comes back. Is that what the current thing is? I'm pretty sure hell in the New Testament, but it depends on which gospel you've got access to. Go into the Vatican, see what you can get up there. Besides, don't trust that Jesus guy. You know, Revelations, he kills everyone, so he's a bit of a psycho. 3 minutes of stream, yes, left. In fact, we've hit the end just at the very last of those fights. That was awesome. Probably not. I think your laptop's 3 minutes late. Close enough. It's 1 minute past at this point, so close enough. Close enough. All right, so we're going to stop the stream there. I'm going to share the invite code for. And hold on a second. No limit, no expiry. That would be ideal. That would be better, wouldn't it? I'm going to share the code for Discord. If anybody wants to jump in, so they can vote on what live streams happen, they get information and access to tournaments and things like that, giveaways, all this sort of thing. Or if you just want to fight, chat, whatever, stop by. Evil Bart, you need to be judged before going to hell, though. It doesn't make sense to just throw you in. Well, let's be honest. Nothing about any hierarchical religion makes sense. It's all a little crazy. I mean, that's life. It is crazy. Life is insane. Your laptop still says it's 5:58. Yes, so you're. It's a little slow. It's a little slow. Okay. Yes, you're 1 hour ahead. That's right. Yes. All right. So yes, please do stop by the Discord. It'll give you access to a whole bunch of fun things, and I promise that we won't sacrifice you and send you to hell, unlike that poor little imp with his 3 little imp babies. So the next live stream will probably be on Monday. We may be having one on Friday. I'm not 100% sure about that. It depends on how things are going. We've got family friends coming up, and they're going to be here at that time, so maybe not. Assume not, unless I announce differently on the Discord. So I will hopefully see most of you guys and gals and helicopters in the Discord in a few minutes. Failing that, see everybody either on Friday or on Monday. Until then, be good, and if you can't be good, be careful. Toodaloo.